Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I wanted to do is I want to talk about the MLB and their rule proposal to possibly introduce robot umpires. Now, if you're a baseball fan like myself, we all complain about the umpires, about the home, especially the home plate umpires. They make bad calls, a strike that should have been a ball that should have been a strike. Sometimes it's like very minute call that it's like, okay, some people could get that wrong. And other times where it's like a pitch right down the middle that's like, how the fuck do you call that a ball? And other times where there's a pitch like out over in fucking England and they're calling that a strike. The MLB has kind of been discussing over the past couple years about doing this. Apparently, it's already been in the works. They are trying out in minor league stadiums, and it's possibly, if it's working, it's possibly going to begin the MLB by the year 2025. So instead of a actual human being behind the plate, we're gonna have, I guess, like robot or like a robot, maybe like something up in behind the dugout or behind the plate, kind of like looking down, judging the pitches. I guess it's pretty confusing, but as always, I'm gonna have an article of kind of discussing the entire thing, and also a couple other different articles I kind of want to discuss down in the description below. So if you want to go just check those out for yourself and kind of read them without me talking about them, you can do that. Feel free. But I'm gonna go and get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, like I said, this is from ESPN.com. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of the MLB, was kind of talking about it. It says here it could be done by 2026. I read somewhere saying 2025 could possibly happen, as it says here. He had an interview and says, and I quote, "We need 25 to do the spring training test if we can get these issues resolved, which will make 26 a viable possibility," Manfred said during his annual pre-All-Star game gathering with the Baseball Writers Association of America. So they're basically saying when it comes to the MLB, like majors, 2026 is as early as it possibly could happen. By 2025 next year, they are hoping most of minor league stadiums in like AA, single A, triple A, they're all going to have it. And then getting into the spring training ball, like the kind of like toward March and February, those games, they will also be able to kind of slowly introduce this as well and test it out. As it says here, MLB has been experimenting with the automatic ball strike system, or ABS, at the minor league level for the past 5 years and began using it in AAA ballparks back in 2013. Initially, half the games used ABS for every call and the other half used the challenge system, but the MLB, as we know, uses just straight up challenge system. They let the umpires do their thing, and then they have a challenge system. Now it says here the switch, Manfred said, was quote almost 100% quote based on feedback from players who prefers a challenge system over a full ABS. Plus, Manfred actually added that this whole like robot system, the accuracy of it is quote good to 1/100th of an inch quote, and that the technology on the path of the ball is perfect, but that it's not, or still not fully ready. Now here's my thing with the robot, whatever it may be, the electronic, the ABS, whatever you're gonna call it. Here's my thing with it. I think it could be a good thing for the major leagues. Here's the thing that I feel like people are going to kind of miss on. They like the umpires because it just gives them something to complain about. If this ABS, what they're calling it, is so damn good that they can somehow perfect it, and like I said, it's not ready. They're still trying to get it so perfect. They want it to be perfect. And they're saying right now it's close, but they're not going to push it out there to the majors until they know it is 100% perfect, because we've had so many different changes and like different rules done to the MLB over the past couple years, and a lot of times we see them come into the MLB and it's like, where the fuck this rule come from? Literally, we know they've been trying this out in the minors for like the past 5-10 years. Like with the pitch clock system, they tried this out in the minors before they got out to the majors. It's just you try it, you see how the players react. If they like it, we kind of keep the system kind of moving, and so far it seems like this is coming to the majors. Now, one question people do ask all the time is like, how accurate or inaccurate are MLB umpires? This website here, like I said, link in the description, it kind of shows like how accurate, or like kind of a perspective of where MLB umpires get things right and wrong. And as it says here, last season, basically talking about the 2023 season, it talks about they missed 3.3% of strike calls and 3.9% of balls called. Then it goes on to say down here, unsurprisingly, umpires virtually never miss calls in the heart zone, as you can see here by this graphic. Basically everything like down dead center of the plate, they're saying virtually never miss these heat zone. I'll show you one in a second. But then it says here, that said, they still improved their missed strikes in the heart zone. Heart zone meaning, like I said, dead center. That said, they've still improved their missed strikes. This is a typo. I just read this a minute ago, so I don't know what the fuck's going on here. It says heart zone. It was originally the chase zone. something fucking happened here. But they're talking about the chase zone, 1.1% to 0.1%. Chase zone being like way outside. So they're basically saying when it comes to like pitches that like you see guys like they're just like whiffing on them. It's like maybe like a down slider. It's like a high fastball, and the umpire's like calling it strike 3, and you're looking around like, how was that a strike? That's what they're talking about. And then as it says here, umpires literally never, as in like they say, as in 0.000, as many zeros as you want percent of the time, miss calls in the waste zone. Now let me tell you something. You see how far outside this green line is the strike zone. If you call a strike anywhere out here, Angel Hernandez, did you come back? And like I said a minute ago, whenever it comes to pitches that are like in the heart zone, heat zone, whatever they want to call it, the pitches that are right down the fucking middle, and they're saying, oh, we don't get those wrong. I have a couple pitches here to show you like pitches that are in the heart zone, outside the zone. Example number 1. And nothing? Let's look at example number 2. Nothing? And now when it comes to pitches that are outside the zone, like why the fuck are you calling that a strike? Example number 1. Excuse me? And then another example of a pitch that is like nowhere to be hitting. The fuck? I'm gonna kind of go back on what I think I said back whenever Angel Hernandez actually retired from the MLB. Something I said in that video was Angel Hernandez, not everybody's perfect. That's one thing we need to remember. Whenever it comes to these MLB umpires, not everybody's perfect. No umpire is gonna go out there and just call every single pitch correct. You go stand behind an MLB plate and tell me that you're going to call every single strike and ball correct the entire game. You ain't. You're going to miss at least one. Now, are you going to make a very bad call? Probably not. You might get... It's going to be the calls that are like maybe like a half an inch, half a centimeter, whatever maybe, just off the plate that you're going to be like calling it a strike. And it's like, bro, that's not a strike. That's a ball. Not everybody's perfect. And the thing that they're trying to do with the robot umpires or the ABS is they're trying to make it to where everything's going to be perfect. There's not going to be any complaining about like, how is that a strike? How is that a ball? Right here is your strike zone on the camera, and sometimes it's a little bit off the camera that we see on TV. People, we need to stop looking at that. That's not exactly like the real strike zone. This system is supposed to take like where the batter stands when they stand in that plate. It's supposed to take them to where when they stand up in that plate and they're ready to swing, it's gonna get the whole like strike zone from their knees to their like upper body and to the plate, and it's gonna pretty much set up a strike zone. If that ball is in there, it's going to call strike. If the ball is not in that strike zone, it's going to call ball. I think one thing that's going to happen with this is it's going to change a little bit of the approach of the pitchers as well. Because sometimes with the strike zone, the pitchers kind of have an idea of where the strike zone usually always is. With this, the strike zone might change just a little bit. And with the batters, what are they going to do if it goes up there and it's a 3-2 count and they get a pitch right at the knees and it's like just in the strike zone and that thing calls up behind them, it's like, strike 3. Are they going to turn around, throw their bat at the fucking robot? Like, what are they going to do? Like Rob Manfred said, take it slow, keep it in the minors, just stay in the minors. I would say 2025 might be pushing it for the spring training. If it's good and they think it like they're like 90-95% ready, try it a few games. I think realistically they should wait till 2026, put it in spring training then, keep going through the minors, let them develop it, make sure it's good to go. 2026 they can put it in spring training, and maybe 2027 they can go to the majors and try it there. I just feel like something like this that's going to change the entirety of the game in just like the most craziest way. Like we've been using umpires since like the early 1900s. You really going to get rid of umpires now? If I was to wrap it up and give my opinion, keep umpires in some way. Keep them on the bases. If they're going to put robots out, like if they're going to put robots out on like third, second, and first base, this is going to get nuts. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. Like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you like the robot umpires, the ABS system? Do you think it's a good thing for the MLB, bad thing for the MLB? Whatever your opinion may be, go ahead and leave a clear opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell. Be notified second to post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.